Hey Jen, wait a second. The YouTube link isn't live yet. I'm looking at that for sure. Oh, there it is. Now it's good. Now it's good.
All right. Hi, everyone. Okay.
Good morning, Jen. How are you today?
Good morning. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, community.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much. If you've watched our previous live streams for the past few weeks, you will see that Seb is not here. He helped us with the last previous 5 on the countdown calls. I am going to be a poor substitute for Seb. This is my first time hosting a live stream, so please bear with me, but I will try my hardest to be a fantastic host. I want to thank everyone for coming to this live stream. We're here to address crucial updates and crucial updates that surrounded our recent TGE, our token generation event. I want to remind everyone we're still very, very early, and that in addition, I want to assure you that we're doing everything that we can. We understand there's some issues which we will address in this call, but we're doing everything that we can to make this right and the success of UpRock and remind you of our overall vision. Our goal here is to provide clarity to our business, our vision, answer your questions, and reinforce, again, our vision for the future. So let's dive into our agenda. Oh, real quick. Here's who is on the call today. Christopher O'Connell, one of our co-founders, the CTO, and our AI and architect for the network. Jesse is our CEO. Then there's me, Jen McEwen. Obviously, an older photo. My hair's much longer now. I'm in charge of the product and the user experience and UI. All right, now on to our agenda. Here's what we're going to cover today. Our post-TGE stats, addressing the community questions and concerns, solving the issues and moving forward, our business fundamentals, our roadmap, what's next, and more about the team and our commitment, and of course, the closing remarks. All right, are we ready to get into it?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll. All right, so first up, we have the post-TGE stats. Everyone's talking about our token generation event that happened last week. Can you share some insights on the data that we've gathered and the implications on the next steps?
Yeah. Well, Jen, for your first host, that was awesome. Really, really, that was great. So yeah, that's the whole point of this live stream. I know people are excited, but we also know that people are frustrated. Some are just downright pissed off, and we're going to address all that today. So we're aware of all the issues. As we communicated from day one, we want to be open and transparent, and that's how we build this long term. And so despite some of the issues, we wanted to share some, it was pretty impressive overall. Some of the things we did on this TGE were really new. The vault was new. LFG in general is new. This is really the third one. So some of the post-TGE stats. We have over 96,000 unique wallets that actually hold GPT around the world. That's pretty amazing. Before the withdrawals were stopped, which we know is a big problem. We're going to totally address that. But we have actually had 30,000 unique people who were able to withdraw before the scammers kind of congested the network. 17,000 daily installs still happen, and it actually increased over the past few days. So again, despite some of the issues, we're continuing to grow across iPhone and Android, which is amazing. Our daily active users are growing, and our monthly active users are still growing. So this is actually a live screenshot from yesterday. I posted on Twitter. You can see here, and that's a live screenshot of this morning of our iPhone or iOS download. So iOS came months later, but that's also continuing to grow, and it's at 110,000. So this is why we're saying it's really early. TG is less than a week ago, but we understand some frustration, so we're gonna hit them head on today. So I don't know if Chris, you want to add anything to that? No? Okay.
No, we're super pleased that so many people are interacting with the super pleased that so many people are interacting with the password, and we're listening the platform, and we're listening to everything you guys are saying about some of the frustrations you've had and the challenges you've had, the pain points. So we're working really hard to focus on making the process smooth and seamless, exactly what you expect from us.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right. This was the big one. This was one of the big ones. A lot of you have been asking about withdrawals. I'm sure there's folks in the live chat right now asking this very question, and why they were turned off. Could you shed some light on the issue and walk us through the reason behind this decision?
Yeah. So I think I love Chris to kind of delve into some of the issues with people attacking the API and stuff. But Jen, can you go to the next screen?
Okay.
So when we first started, we were Android first for a long time, and a couple of people said, "Hey, I don't have an Android device. I only have an iPhone or just not an Android device. Can I use an emulator?" And we thought, okay, you know what? We would love for people to at least be part of the ecosystem and start being part of UpRock. And so, okay, if you fine, we'll accept some emulators in the beginning. What happened really quickly was what you see here. We had people who completely abused it. This is just one scammer that just created a ton of them. And what this person does is, along with another issue that Chris is going to talk about, is they were able to generate so many unique wallets with very, very tiny amounts of UPT. And we're talking not just 100 or 1,000. We're talking in the hundreds of thousands. And we did a really good job of finding most of them and cutting them out. But there was actually a lot of people, because we've been live for a few months now. So people were actually creating these manually. So it didn't look like a bot because someone was actually creating multiple accounts by as a human. And they were really hard to catch. So we thought we caught a lot. But what ended up happening was people were, on the day of withdrawals, we saw this one account, bunch of these hundreds of accounts and thousands of accounts would actually go into one. And we knew right away that this was a scam. And actually when those were happening, all those withdrawals and even the automated ones were the worst. The automated ones, they would just pummel the network, and it would actually cause congestion, and they would be first. So what would end up happening is the automated bots and the scammers would start withdrawing first because their whole goal was to just dump on the community, while the regular humans, you could not beat it, and it actually made it basically a congestion, a backstop. So first reaction was, oh shit, we got to stop this because they're dumping on the community. We got to protect the community. The price can go down if these guys win. So that was kind of the first reaction. We got to stop it. And then we started to delve into it further, and we noticed okay, there's a few big accounts. We don't know if they're humans or they're bots. We need to do something about it. So that was one issue. And then Chris, if you can talk about the other kind of trick people played and just kind of bogging down the issue.
Yeah. So the other thing we saw a lot of people. Maybe we only had a tiny handful of accounts, actually, or a tiny handful of these master accounts that we identified as doing some suspicious things. But maybe because they were angry that we found them out, they started submitting tons and tons and tons of tiny transactions, each of which obviously didn't go through because they weren't actually valid transactions to begin with, but they just slowed everything down to a crawl. So I think maybe one or several somebodies decided to throw a little temper tantrum once we caught them. So we decided to stop things for the moment. Now, I know that this is something that's super important to everybody. So please believe we're working really, really hard on opening these back up, and we will do so very, very promptly. And the other question I wanted to address, I've seen several people ask it, hey, can we stake without withdrawing so we don't have to go through all of the process of withdrawing into a separate wallet and so on and so forth? And the answer is, we've heard you. We understand that's a feature that's coming soon. Now, we're not going to wait until we have that to reopen withdrawals. We're going to get withdrawals reopened as soon as possible. But right after we finish that, we're going to absolutely make it possible to go ahead and stake right from inside the app so that you don't have to withdraw it into an independent wallet to do that. But first and foremost, number one priority for all of us is just focused on getting withdrawals back out as soon as possible. We're going to make that process easy. One last question that I saw scroll through the chat, and I want to thank you for asking it. Hey, what happens if you lose your two-factor authentication, your multi-factor authentication? Obviously, we had to enable multi-factor authentication because that's just good security practices. We are going to have a procedure. It's going to require you to send us a message and submit some documentation and so on and so forth. But if you lost your multi-factor authentication, we are going to have a procedure for recovering that in some way. So we're going to make sure that you're not locked out for good. It'll probably take a few days to get through that process, but if it happened, we're gonna try to make sure that we can deal with that.
Yeah. We've been, in particular on the MFA, I know Tufi and the team, we've been working on that. We're up till wee hours of the morning working on that. So that's coming very soon, just a more robust MFA.
Yeah. And so, look, guys, I know, like, first of all, we're sorry it's taking a long time. Like, I know this is super frustrating. Our job today on the live stream is to at least explain to you our motive, our logic behind doing something. It's not just arbitrary. Like, it really was because there was a bunch of scammers. We thought we got them all, and we was very clear on the day that we allowed withdrawals that they were going to screw everyone over. That really is going to screw you guys over the most, because the whole purpose is just a dump. And that was our goal with the TGE, is to eliminate those kind of things, and people got in. So yeah, that's it. So whether you believe it or not, but that is really our intention, and that is our top priority to fix that right now. Yeah, so that's the whole point of this. So we're reading your comments, we're doing as fast as we can, but the whole point is, like, they were going to screw you guys over, so we just had to stop it. It would have been a lot worse if we just let it go. Just think about that. If we just said, you know, screw it, let the bots do their thing or the scammers do their thing, it would have been really bad. But then we would have to explain ourselves even worse. Like, hey guys, how come you let these scammers actually do this? Why did you let them do that in the first place? Like, we'd rather say sorry for stopping withdrawals than saying sorry we let the scammers screw everyone over. You know, like, we had to choose one or the other, and we had to act fast, because these bots, they're automated. They're instant. Like, in a few seconds, we started seeing this happen, and if in a few seconds, it's thousands of dollars can be gone really fast. So this is that is it. So anyway, we've been working all weekend. You know, I'm not getting any sleep. Like, rest assured, we're gonna get it out.
Yeah, it's amazing what a full face of makeup can do to one, for one. Yeah. Okay. All right.
By the way, I wanted to mention one more thing. I saw a great question scroll by. Somebody asked about, hey, what about the burning? So we haven't actually done the first official burn yet, but we've already collected quite a pool of tokens, and we are going to go ahead and start the burning very soon here. Probably within the next 24 hours. When we do it, we'll go ahead and we'll tweet that transaction out on Twitter so everybody can see that all of these initial fees we collected are going into our tokenomics and burn, just like we talked about. Yeah. But that process is going to be starting very soon, and then you're going to see that continuing to happen consistently over time.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
Great. I also saw some questions about. Let's see. We saw some about the. Oh, okay. I think we addressed them. Okay. Next slide. Here we go. Okay. This also came up quite often. The airdrop distribution. I know there was a lot of confusion, a bit of confusion around our airdrop distribution. Can we explain, please, how that happened, what that means, how that happened? And I believe there's some misunderstanding about the Jupiter ASR and then our own airdrop. So can you dive into that, please?
Sure. Yeah. So, you know, I know everyone loves airdrops. I love airdrops. I get a bunch. I have a Saga phone. I get a bunch of airdrops. Here's how we thought about our airdrop store, specifically to the Jupiter LFG Launchpad. When we first started it, when we first entered, there was a big question actually if LFG projects, the candidates, should even do airdrops. There was a debate whether airdrops are like bribing, like you should bribe to be a winner or not. And so we thought, you know what, we want to win without having it being an issue at all. So we didn't even promise airdrops during the whole time of the contest. We just told ourselves internally, like, hey, if we win, we'll put out an airdrop. But during the whole contest time, let's not even promise it, because let's just try to win without it. And a lot of the other contestants did the same thing. So, and afterwards, we're thinking, Jen, actually go to the next slide. And here's the other thing we're thinking about in the back of our minds. We're different than most crypto projects because we're a depend model. So TGE event is not the first day where everyone gets tokens. The airdrop isn't the first day everyone gets tokens. In our world, we've been giving people, or people have been earning it actually, right? With referral programs, bounties, downloading the apps, doing our speed tests. People have been earning the token for 5 to 6 months already. About 35 million tokens worth have been earned around the globe. They're vested, you know, so not just all available on TGE, but still, those are in actually people's hands. So we had to think about that. Like, the other crypto projects don't have to think about this. They just say, hey, this is the first time people are going to get our token, so let's airdrop them now, because it's the first time everyone's getting one. But in our world, we already gave out a ton. And so if we said we did this, and if we treat our token like it's worth nothing, we just constantly give them out, then the community won't think they're much either. And so we have to like balance this of like, we really appreciate the voters, but we've also already, a lot of people are earning in it, and they're continuing to earn every day, even before, during, and after TGE. And this is the issue. So finally we won, right? And then we talked to the LFG, Jupiter team, and they said, hey, we've done airdrops for our community, really worked well. The other guys who wanted airdrops too. So we said, you know what? We don't want to look that like, okay, fine, we'll do it. Like, we don't want to look like we're hoarding or not, we're being cheap or something, but we also need to be reasonable because we are already having so many people earn tokens, and we can't just like have a huge balloon on both sides. So this is again, we just want to explain to you our rationale about this. The other questions people would say is like, how come you only airdrop the Jupiter folks? Like, there is no way we can know that. We actually think there's a big overlap. We know UpRockers actually voted for us. So in the unique wallets that got the airdrop, we know some of them are Jupiter only. We know some of them were UpRockers. We know some of them were both. It's really hard to tell either one because they're all on-chain wallets. We don't know. There's no identities attached to those, so we have no idea. We just know based on looking at the Discord, people saying I voted for you. In our Telegram and our emails and Twitter, we know there was an overlap. We have no idea really how much of overlap there is. So it's not this idea of like we only want to airdrop the Jupiter community and we screwed over UpRock. No, it's like we know UpRockers voted, but really the best way people have earned over the past few months have been by downloading the app, by sharing with your friends and family. And so you can see here, it's a huge difference between what the UpRockers earned over time versus what the LFG voters earned in that short, 1 month contest period. So yeah, just wanted to address that.
Great. Okay. Now I saw a question about the vault. So during the summer, we used Meteor Antibot tool. We were the first to use it, called AlphaBot, and this bot was here to protect buyers from sniper bots. Mm-hmm. Can you please give us an update on tell us about this tool? Maybe dive into this again for those who maybe might have missed it on the previous calls, or maybe are just unaware of what this tool was, and how it performed for us, please.
Go ahead, Chris.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So the idea behind this is we worked hard with Meteor and with Jupiter to develop this, and this was the very first on-chain launch that's ever done something like this. We know in the past that big botters have front-run the community and then front-run all of their orders, thus taking all of the lower-priced community tokens. So we did this AlphaBot. It was extremely popular. Thousands of people participated in it. And it meant that the community, so before we did the AlphaBot, we'd actually been talking with advisors and with others about where to start the launch pad. And it was actually at a higher price, about a third higher, 30% higher than the final price that the AlphaBot actually got. What we didn't realize, and we've been talking a lot with Jupiter about this and with others, is that the AlphaBot did such a good job of keeping the snipers out and keeping people from front running the community that it really reduced the day one volatility a lot. But that means it reduced the day one trading volume a lot. And so unfortunately, we think some people saw that, and rather than thinking, wow, this was a great way and that the community was really protected in this, they thought, oh, nobody's interested in it. There was just one big transaction to start things off, and then that was about the end of it. And so as a result, we didn't see as much trading volume as we would have loved to see on the first day. That having been said, the community absolutely got the first shot at it. They got a great price. We see that the price has dipped a little bit below the vault average price right now, although we really hope, and I am firmly of the belief that it will eventually recover, and hopefully in not too long. But we want to just say thank you very much for everyone who participated, and thank you very much for using it. And I think the whole crypto community is going to learn from this and is going to try to see, hey, if we use something like this, it was very, very successful at stopping bots. But we realize that at the same time it may have unintentionally reduced people's first day excitement a little bit, and so we're definitely taking a look at that. When it comes to the price, we returned the vast majority of everything that was collected as part of the launchpad has been left on chain as part of the liquidity provision, or was left there for people who wanted to sell back into it. So we have set up our own, we have set up by depositing into the liquidity pools on Meteora and Orca already, significant amounts of liquidity. We are working with several other projects to establish more liquidity pools, such as Hawksite and Cropper, although those are not live yet. We are making sure that a huge amount of the liquidity is available on chain, so that's there to provide a good backstop and a good solid base of liquidity for the UpRock token.
Great.
Cool.
Okay. Any more to dive into? Any more to go into with this slide, or?
The comment you just highlighted about the price, there's another slide to address just that. So let's just move on.
Oh, here we go. There it is. So the token crash. Yes, we're very aware that of the significant drop. Believe me. Okay, so let's analyze the factors that led to this crash and discuss what we're doing to stabilize the situation.
Yep. Okay. So one, as Chris just said, Antibot was amazing, maybe too good. It's kind of interesting, the bots do manipulate human behavior. They create FOMO by making you feel like you didn't get the best price because they jack up the price, and that's what get people to buy fast. And we eliminated those things. And it's kind of interesting that, like, for better or worse, the bots maybe do good. Like, we want a future where they don't, honestly. So we're learning from that. The Meteor guy is going to learn from that. I really think launchpads in the future should learn from the Alpha Vault and always incorporate it. But just keep in mind, right after the vault, you need to do things to create buy pressure too. The second point about that is buy pressure. We realized very quickly that we have over 1 million installs, 1 million actual users, and this is mobile, so it's hard to fake when it's in the Play Store and the App Store. But we only had a few thousand non-custodial wallets generated from our users. That's a huge difference. So that tells us, one, we're really good at onboarding Web 2. That's the biggest opportunity, probably our biggest win. But it also tells us we didn't do a great job of actually onboarding them to actually be able to buy UPT, sell UPT, know how to create their own wallet, like just a few thousand out of 1 million. So this is our big opportunity in the future, that we have basically untapped potential here to have a lot of people really actually participate in the Web3 space, so that not just earn tokens, be able to spend them, use them in a useful way. So that's a big thing. So lesson learned here is we probably relied too much on thinking, wow, we have an awesome user base, that's going to provide a lot of buy pressure, when in fact it didn't, because a lot of people simply did not know how to buy UPT. And if you think about it, like we don't even make it easy to do that from our website or our apps. You have to use Phantom, or you have to go to obviously Jupiter Exchange today. We need to make that whole flow a lot better, and that's going to help the token. So we're just getting started. We have untapped potential of millions of people who want to participate and they couldn't. The third, as we talked about in a few slides, of what happens is crypto moves fast. So if you cannot address an issue or a bug, happiness or like excitement spreads slower than FUD. And I wouldn't even call this FUD. That's that's not even a fair way of saying it, because it was really an issue. It was really a bug, and it was our fault, and we shouldn't have let it go on for so long. But anyway, the frustration, the anger, that spreads way faster than excitement. And so in crypto moves fast, and if we can't address it, then that's what happens here. So we feel fully confident that we can recover from all these bugs. We're fixing them quickly because all the fundamentals are strong. The user growth is strong. The installs are there. Barely anyone in our Web2 user groups were able to even participate. So there's a lot of potential there to increase the strength of the price. The last one here is timing online with LFG and sex listing. So I have this quote here. It's probably too small for you guys to see, but this guy, Crypto Steve OG on Twitter or X, he mentioned this. UPT is facing the same struggles as many new tokens. Why didn't more projects learn from this and incorporate utilities or staking or other incentives, these kind of stuff. Okay, so we actually wanted to do all these things before TGE. Here's our challenge, and I'm going to detail it later. We won the contest. And we had to go along with the LFG Launchpad schedule. So we had a really tough time thinking about this. We actually had quite a few different sexes, and I can't name the names, but we had a few centralized exchanges committed, and we were going to do them together. But we also, but a few came and interested in the last minute, and we were rushing all of it. We also had to we wanted to implement staking, wanted to do this, and we're like, we cannot do all this at the same time. We got to give the sex launches the same proper respect and attention we're giving the Jupiter Launchpad. and they all should launch on the same day. That's the best way to do that. And then we also want to do stake and other things, but again, like we just closed a round. This is a lot of work, and we just want to make sure this TGE is doing well. Make sure scammers are not doing anything. That was our #1 goal. Like, make sure it launches, make sure the vault works, make sure no one screws the community. That was what we focused on. So we postponed this next launch and did this. This was our big challenge of thinking about it, because if we postponed even the LFG launchpad, there could have been a good chance for us to not even launch with them. I mean, we spent months working with them. We won the contest. We were engaged with the Jupiter community and the UpRockers. It gave us a ton of press and links, and really helped our growth. And the last thing we wanted to tell the Jupiter guys were like, hey, sorry, we don't want to do this anymore. You know, it's like we just said, you know what, it was again a tough decision. You know, we had to go with their schedule, and we also wanted to take advantage of the momentum that Jupiter gave us. So we said, all right, let's just do with LFG. I bet you we have such a huge community of installs. Let's see if they can help us out with the buy pressure. And again, this is kind of like the multiple factors that kind of put into play, where with the bot, Web2 users not being able to really participate, the scammer is causing us to have all of our users super frustrated, and we totally understand why you're pissed off. And then, you know, not being able to have any other external buy pressure because we didn't launch on any other centralized exchanges, which again, we are planning to do. We didn't want to rush it. So this is why price is low. It's not like drastically low. If you look at a lot of token, you know, I don't want to compare it, but if you know, just to do a sanity check, if you want to take a step back and look at other projects, they do tend to anywhere from 30 to 50% from launch, and the good ones always recover as long as the fundamentals are there. So what we're here to say, that, and we kind of reinforce that we have real metrics, real user metrics, real apps. People love them. Real business use cases. Those are the fundamentals you should care about. We have problems that we're actually solving. Those are fundamentals. And so these are the issues that are short term, but the problems we're solving and the innovation we're building is long term. So yeah, that's it. So we appreciate your patience, and again, we understand why you can be so pissed, because no one likes to feel like they went in at the wrong time, you know. But we are really, I mean, not financial advice, but we are so freaking early. It's not even been 1 week, guys, since TGE, you know. So
yeah, I think something that another question that came up often, which we don't have any slides here for, but you know, why was the price starting so low? You know, we priced it at the same price as the pre-sale tokens. We wanted the community to be able to get in at the same price with no alpha. Worth it to go into that again?
Yeah, I mean, look, we could have lost higher. Like that's the MO. Usually you raise privately. You know, we could have raised at 4 cents, and then we announced we got all these huge investors, Borlis, you know, Capital, Animoca. You know, just those names alone, we could have said, oh, we're gonna launch at 8 cents. We could have doubled our money, investors' money. Like we could have done all that, and we just thought like now is the wrong time to do it. You know, we're not even a full bull market. It's more of a recovery market. You know, the community has been screwed in the last cycle by FTX, and you know, so many problems last year. And we're like, this is the wrong narrative. Like it's time to change that, and actually have the community should actually launch at the same price as the private round or the last round. That's way more fair, and it's still pretty bullish. I would say 40 million FTV is a really bullish number. It's just not crazy, and it doesn't also mean like, I mean, you think the dip is rough today. If we launched at 100 million or something, imagine that. That would be a crazy crash, and we would have to explain ourselves for not just a few weeks. We'd have to explain ourselves for the entire year, because that is really hard to recover. If it crashes from such a high number down to like pennies, we did not want that. We know this is typically there's dips after TGE, but these are recoverable dips because again, the business model and the fundamentals are here. So yeah.
The other thing I just wanted to throw in there is, as we've been saying, rewards are coming very soon.
Yeah.
To people who are saying, what about the app users? How are we going to reward them? I think when rewards come out very soon, and when we first start showing the first few rewards that are available, people who have been our longtime loyal app users are going to suddenly be very pleased and realize that we're really keeping our focus on the app. and on the app users. First and foremost, UpRock is a utility token for the users of our apps and our rewards ecosystem. And so as we start rolling out the first of our rewards, the people who have been using the app and the people who have the UpRock in the app are going to be the ones who we're really showing the love to and showing the best rewards to. So I think that's coming very soon. And I sincerely hope everybody in the community is going to be very pleased when they see what we're rolling out.
Yeah. Cool. Great.
Okay. So I think now's a good time to go over our business fundamentals. Remind everyone what drives us as a company, our core values, and our vision.
Oh, yeah, actually, sorry to interrupt you.
Sorry, myself, I guess.
Yeah. This one's. Let me go over this real quick. So these are specific. No worries, no, it's all good. Let me just go over specific fixes for this week, guys. So enhanced KYC, simplified KYC. So first of all, we don't like enhanced KYC either. We're doing this because there are scammers. We're trying to weed them out. There are some people who have earned quite a bit of UPT. We can't tell if they're robots or humans. And the best way to for us to weed them out is to do enhanced KYC specifically for some of the larger earners. We know the bots won't do it, and so we'll weed them out. The humans will, and so that's why we're doing that. We know it's not a good. We do not want to make this a barrier to entry for everyone around the world. So we totally understand that. So don't get scared with like some crazy KYC thing. So there's that. The simplified one's coming next. This is actually the most important one. It's more about real device verification because again, it's not just emulators. There's many other tricks people can do to actually pretend they're a real device. And so there's going to be some simple process you can do. It's not going to be you having to upload your face or anything like that, but you're going to have to do some things just to prove it's a human and it's a real device. This is going to help the entire community. We do stuff like this. We will never have to worry about like the scammers like dumping on the community ever again. We just need to make sure you're real. That's it. We already talked about two-factor. If people have said there's issues there, we're going to fix that. No problem. Improving wallet UX. So again, like this is the untapped potential of UpRock. We have, again, millions of users, over 1 million users. We get 17,000 installs per day. Majority of them do not know how to actually transact UPT because they're totally new to Web3. This is our big opportunity, and it's untapped. The last is, as Chris mentioned, simplifying access to staking and liquidity pool earning. So if you're new to crypto, this is an idea of like if you're providing liquidity to the pools where you can stake UPT, basically we incentivize you to be a holder. And when you hold a token, a lot of community members are holding the token. That's good for the token, good for the token strength, good for the token price. So you can earn additional UPT for doing things like that. And so we don't have those features yet, but we're going to put those in the app and on the website. This is going to be great now, again, for token strength, but also helps relieve sell pressure because we're going to give you reasons to hold. And also LP is great because, again, you always want to beef up and strengthen your liquidity pools. This is what makes an ecosystem healthy, be able to have people transact. And traders, really professional crypto traders, always pay attention as how much is in the liquidity pools because they know if this is a good token or not. So this is actually another reason why liquidity pools pay people to actually provide liquidity because it's an important part of the ecosystem. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And I just wanted to, since we're talking about improvements, I did see a question here. Somebody asked, hey, can I use a hardware wallet like a Ledger or another hardware wallet? I just wanted to say right now, there shouldn't be anything preventing you from using a hardware wallet as soon as we re-enable withdrawals. If some part of that process you're having a challenge with the hardware wallet, please send us a message with regards to that because we absolutely believe that hardware wallets should be supported, and we're going to make sure that if there's any problems there, we fix them. But as far as we know, hardware wallets should work just fine right now.
Yeah. Okay,
great. So I'd like to recap on this slide, the common questions was the withdrawals, the MFA, and the staking, and all of this is really just addressing this, so we can have the withdrawals, but we get the withdrawals back up, have more robust MFA, so we can anti-bot measures and allow staking. So
yeah,
and by the way, develop a staking program. Then that's what we're working on now too.
Yeah, so and by the way, oh sorry about that. No, it's okay. No, I interrupted. I just want to say also, we're talking days here, guys. Like we're not talking weeks here. We're trying to get withdrawals done within tonight, today, a couple days, like max. We're not talking like next week or something. Like we're working around the clock. Withdrawals is our first priority, and trying to get out even today if we can. So That's first priority. KYC is coming with a part of that because when we don't want to do withdrawals without making sure those scammers are going to fuck everyone over essentially. So we got those two are tied together, by the way. So it's like enhanced KYC with withdrawal. We're very, very close to finishing that. And then we have the two-factor fixes. And then the third priority is better UX for the wallet so people understand what they're doing. And then staking to relieve some sell pressure, LP earning to release some sell pressure. Okay.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. And this is where I got a little bit ahead of myself. Like our business fundamentals, I think it'd be a good idea to remind everyone what drives us, what are our values, our visions, and what keeps us moving forward especially in challenging times like right now. We are here we're taking our lickings here, and I hope we're conveying that we're really owning up to the issues that surrounded this launch, and how we're going to move forward with that. But maybe this is a good time for Chris or you, Jesse, to remind folks of like what drives us and what are our fundamentals here.
Yeah. Oh, nice cigar. Everyone's been asking about Chris and the cigar. It's like, what's wrong? No cigar. Okay, great.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Yeah, Chris, there's no cigar. There's no hard glasses. Well, folks, this is a very serious call this time.
I do still have love. I have nothing but love for you guys, but I thought it'd be a little inappropriate today. But I still love for y'all. Yeah. So fundamentals. At the end of the day, a business exists to solve a problem. You know, it comes down to that. And so we love building products that people love. That's our superpower. We've been doing it for, again, our co-founding team has been together for over 15 years on multiple different successful apps that have been acquired. In this case, just to remind people why this is powerful, why the message is resonating in the first place, why we're able to get so many installs without paying for any ads, without using bots or anything like that. You know, it's all organic. It's because people know that data is the new oil. That's very true. But it's like, what do you actually do about it? Today, the Googles of the world, the Meta, they suck up all the data. They collect it for themselves. They generate all the revenue. They make you pay for the AI tools. And also, they censor that data. So you can't even trust the AI agents that they're feeding to you. This is a really big problem for anybody that wants to build an AI-driven product in the future. They're going to have to rely on data sources that are centralized. They're going to have to rely on companies like Google that are going to censor or decide what you can or cannot see on the internet. This is the future that we do not want. We want a decentralized human-powered network because the world's knowledge and the world should benefit, right? And this is the message that resonated. It's the reason why we're getting such traction. So I think, again, like these are the reasons why a token can recover from small bumps like this. I mean, like, again, we understand how painful it is. I've been in that position before where I buy a token and it drops, and like it hurts and sucks. But I just want to remind people, no, not financial advice, but we are so early. We have not, like, fundraising is so hard. We have not even implemented so many of the things, even in some of the deals we've signed, and because the need is actually there. So again, we've processed over 600 million transactions across the world on mobile devices with the constraints of mobile. We have over 1 million installs across the globe of different cultures and around the world. Our ambassador program is live and kicking. People love that. Strategic partnerships, we'll talk about a little bit, but they're actually our revenue-generating partnerships, not like the fake fun ones that crypto projects usually just announce for fun. These are actually real partnerships that will generate revenue. And we're backed by the best. And we'll have a slide to remind people of who we had to earn their trust to give us actually $4 million, which is a long-term investment. You know, so we're here to stay, and we're a seasoned team. This is not our first rodeo. We've been through tough times before. Most of our startups take 5+ years to actually take off. We think this is the first time we've seen such growth so fast. Crypto does move fast. The DePIN model is so on fire because it's onboards more people faster than ever, and just even the Web3 space overall, crypto overall. And this is why we got such awesome strategic partners like our lead investor, Boardless Capital. You know, so yeah, Jeff, if you want to go to the next slide real quick. Oh, maybe the next one. Yeah, this one. Okay, yeah, we'll go back to Tokenomics later. So yeah, these are our investors. If you missed the live stream where we talked about this, Boardless is a strategic partner and lead investor. They have a whole fund, $100 million fund just on DePIN, which is a narrative that's so hot because it actually is effective, which is why they're so excited to work with us. We are the fastest growing mobile first DePIN on Solana, maybe in crypto in general, and we do it organically. We did it without any funds. It's just, again, the message resonates. Draper Dragon, Anamoka Gidra Capital, Kelshire Group, their Solana Influencer Group, Fusion 7, Initial Ventures, Gummy DAO, Saga DAO, Decentral, Cosmani, the co-founders of Helium. They're the OG DePIN founders. They're the first one to do it right, and their token is amazing. They're inspiration. They're backing us. Those guys, they have a lot of know-how and expertise. This is a support network that we have. So even though we're having this issue with the token today, again, it's only been 6 days since TGE, right? Like our goal is to reward our long-term holders so that 6 months, 1 year from now, we're all sitting pretty, right? That's the goal here. And we're going to do that by solving real problems with real use cases, with real people, real network. So if you want to go back to the tokenomics slide.
Yeah, let's dive into
it. Here. Yeah, and this tokenomics slide is important because if you look at most token projects, when you see the tokenomics slide or tokenomics page, it's usually just a pie chart. You know, basically it's just their token cap table, like community gets this much and this much and this much. That's part of it, but the part of it is like, how does the token work? Why is the value of the UPT token grow over time? How is your token central to your entire ecosystem? Like, have you really thought that through? And also a big thing in the DePIN world, are people just going to earn your token and that's it? Just earn and cash out, earn and cash out. Like, if that's the case, then we're going to see dips like we saw on TGE every single day forever. And then, you know, and it's horrible. We know that from the day one. That's why from the beginning, we said, hey, it's not enough for a DePIN to say, we're just about, 1 year from now, earn our token, that's it. It needs to be more than that. We need to give organic reasons to buy our token and to spend our token, stake our token, redeem. This is why we believe this is the world's best reward program, but you need to be able to spend your tokens on real world things. That's what drives the utility of the token. And then we use that. You can see here our B2C or B2 consumer. B2C is business to consumer side is being able to do transaction fees for UPT Essential. So the tokens you earn are then spent on rewards, spent on staking, doing transactions in the system. Part of the fees for that will then be burned, and then part of that goes to the treasury. The treasury, what is basically pays for salaries for our company operations. We tie the incentives directly to being able to pay our bills, which means if we don't actually get people to spend and use their UPT in our system, they're not buying deals, they're not redeeming, they're not staking. We don't make any profit, which means we don't get paid. We can't pay our bills. So we're highly aligned here to make sure UPT is central on the consumer end. And then even on the B2B side, a big part of how the reward program we are in the data business. We know that business very well. A big chunk of our revenue goes directly to providing liquidity to the miners. This is very new. We've seen comments that say, man, you guys been mining our data all this time and the token's been small. By the way, we haven't even had time to sell 1 byte of data yet. What we have been doing is setting up the infrastructure. We're running speed tests. We're building the apps, making the apps don't fall over because the server costs are going crazy. We're self-funded. But even the deals that we've signed with Koi and DATS Project and Synesis One, fundraising is so time-consuming. LFG Launchpad was so time-consuming that we haven't even able to implement one of these actual deals yet. So this is why I'm saying it's so early. Once we get that revenue, that's going to tie right back into buying back tokens, provide liquidity for the miners, going to the treasury. We buy back and burn UPT, and then again buy back and burn and put it, and some of it, 50% goes to the liquidity pools. These are the actions that are going to actually provide long-term token strength, long-term token utility and value. And this is why, again, not financial advice, but the fact that you're selling that is crazy. It's way too early. We haven't even implemented this stuff, guys. So
yeah. Please go ahead, Chris.
And since somebody asked the specific question, so how does burning affect all of this? Remember, when we burn the token, it reduces the total supply, and so that just means that for anything that needs tokens in the future, everybody who holds those tokens, those are now a bigger percentage of the pool, and that's why the burning is a key part of our tokenomics. And there's already been just a tiny little test burn, but very soon, as I already mentioned, we'll do it very, very soon and put out a tweet. You guys will see the first big burn from our fees, so that'll be happening very soon.
Right. Yep. And after all these critical updates, we are working on a dynamic token page, so you can actually just see in live what's happening, what's burning, and all that. So you could keep an eye out for that. But again, that's after all these critical updates.
By the way, I just saw this. Yes, we did not forget about that.
We did not
forget about that. We just thought this call, we wanted to be, it's a little more serious note because, again, we know people are pissed. We wanted to really just spend most of the time addressing the issues head on. So we haven't forgot. We're going to pick some winners. By the way, the videos are really inspiring and awesome. So thank you so much. But we thought this video we should stick to all the main issues, and we wouldn't be appropriate to talk about some of the content plans. We should do the issues first. So thanks for bringing it up, though.
And also, this guy gets it. Thank you. Yeah. DPIN is the huge narrative, and this will. And then also with Meteora, I mean, Meteora antibot antibots alpha vault. I mean, I really do think that's the way it's going to be going on in the future. So yeah, I really we won't go back in. We can, but we have been talking about the issues that we ran into with that. But that is not because of the efficiency of the bot. It's the anti-bot tool. I think the anti-bot tool is a great option, a great tool for anyone who's launching. And in fact, if anyone is launching a project, we are happy to share our experience and our feedback on what we would do differently, which obviously there are a lot of things we would have done differently, but let's make future launches from other projects too healthier. Let's work that together as a community on that.
Yep. And then the other thing here is the Meteor just liquidity pools. That's what, a big part of that, again, like that's what Meteor is going to do. And that just provides, the deeper the pool, it's just better for the token. So yeah. Right. Let's go.
Okay. So we have 10 minutes left. I guess we can run a little bit. We can run over here too. Our 12 to 18 month roadmap, as Jesse said, we're just getting started. We have a very ambitious roadmap for the next year and a half. Let's highlight the key milestones and the goals that we're aiming for and why these are critical to our long-term vision. Yeah,
it might seem wild, but look, our team fully embraces the AI tools. Personally, we all do. So this is why we actually have to be even more aggressive. Every tech team in the world needs to do that. Actually, on our team, we used to have one of our guys, Ridvan. He actually tends to be the server and the ops guy, but now with using some of the AI tools, he helps with actually coding the front end websites as well. Like we all are able to wear multiple hats and are all our productivity has increased like crazy because we embrace the tools and we learn really fast. So I just highly recommend that to everybody, just everybody. So short term. We're not on all the platforms yet. So we want the major platforms today. We want you to be able to participate in the ecosystem, start earning redeeming rewards. That's kind of the first step. We have a partnership kickoff with Cube. Cube is actually a strategic partner. They're one of the up and coming hybrid centralized exchanges. They're amazing. You can actually own your own keys but also connect your wallet. They provide a little bit of both. Actually, go back to the roadmap, Jen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. And that's good. So if you guys, we actually announced this a little while back, but we're actually partnering with them to make the Cube mobile app. What that means is we're actually going to be able to do some traffic building together. They have a huge budget to build up their mobile space, and they don't have a mobile app yet. We have a lot of installs. We're going to do some cross promotions. It's going to be very good for both ecosystems, and so we're very excited about that. And we're totally bullish on that team. If you don't follow Cube and their founders, they're awesome, and people in crypto and Solana space love them. So I highly recommend following that project. The implementation of Koi and DAS project. These are actually serious, like revenue-generating DPIN contracts that we're going to work on with these companies. These are not just like partnerships for fun of it. We're actually working with them to supply our unique mobile IP, supply the data. Like again, guys, we have even implemented these things. These are deals that we've secured. But because fundraising is so time-consuming, TGE is kind of time-consuming, LFG. If anyone ever tried raising money, you know how painful it is and how time-consuming it takes for the whole team. You have to be on top of it to earn that kind of the support of a VC. So now that TGE is done, we're full-time to do this. We haven't sold one byte of data yet. Like that's how early we are, guys. We have not sold. This is like this is like what we've been doing is providing the infrastructure, setting up the servers, doing the speed test, make sure things work, make sure it's available to actually provide the resources that you guys are all helping provide this people-powered network. Now we can finally actually go out and provide the revenue. We'll make UPT central, so every revenue we bring in buys back UPT and burns it, provides it for the treasury, right? Development of UpRock B2B service. That's what that is. So that's providing the APIs, providing the unique mobile IPs, and then we're gonna first actually finally provide our first consumer reward. Look in the apps today. All you can do is earn. We haven't even launched one reward where you can stake or spend your UPT or buy UPT. Like that's how early we are, guys. Like there is no even really transactions that are possible. Even on our homepage, our token just launched. We don't even make it easy to promote or buying the token on the homepage. Like, do you see how much like we have to do? And you know, like now that we have full time, we have funding, we can able to hire more. We're gonna get so much more done now. That's why we're constantly saying we're really early. Medium term. So this is a 1 year to 18-month roadmap. Medium term, we have a few other DePIN partnerships down the line. Again, Borderless has a huge fund just on DePIN. Majority of those DePIN projects are desktop only. A lot of DePINs are generally crypto projects. Generally, are usually desktop apps or browser extensions. They have no mobile presence. We have a ton of mobile installs thanks to you all. And so we can actually do a lot of rev share deals, and that's going to be really good because that provides liquidity for the miners, people who are earning the tokens, providing the resources. Listing on exchanges, we're going to do this right. They're going to be all on the same day. We can't mention names today, but that is actually, it's definitely happening. And we're going to spend as much attention on that as we did the LFG launchpad. The first partnerships with the B2B Koi and DATs are going to be kind of manual work. Eventually, we're going to learn a lot of lessons on how to do that correctly, and then we're going to open it up with UpRock APIs and SDKs, so other companies can very easily tap into the network's resources. And the more we make that easier, the more liquid transactions are, the better for their token strength. And then, of course, the first reward, we want to expand more. So we're going to expand our reward programs. We already have merchants accounts with not like for everything from hotels to airline tickets, but also we have a strategic partnership with Animoca. Animoca has games and digital items and goods. And so there will probably be some interesting ways where we can get really good deals for mobile digital products, spending UPT. And then the long term, we're already over 1 million installed. I think within a year, we'll probably get 10 million or more. That's going to be collective buying power, which means we can get better deals for our consumers. That also means that's a huge global coverage of providing really amazing decentralized data. That means we can close a lot more deals when we go out to talk to B2B customers. Our goal is to monetize every active install, both on the data side and also be able to really build, maximum extractable value for every install, right? On the consumer, providing the best rewards that you actually want to spend your UPT, you actually want to stake it, you want to redeem it, you want to hold it. And then on the B2B side, we're actually able to sell that data for you on your behalf so we can get more liquidity for the whole network. Yeah, that's it. So this is our roadmap. It is pretty aggressive, but we can get there. It's not our first rodeo. We're really good at it. So anything to add there, Chris? No? Okay.
Okay. And yeah, again, what you touched on in the previous slide, we have our partners spotlights. Again, like when Jesse said, we haven't even sold anything yet, and that's not because there's no buyers. Like we have a lot of folks who are waiting and ready to bring in some revenue for the project. So
yeah,
highlighted some of the partners that we have. Yep.
And by the way, if you're not familiar with the data business, unique mobile IPs and mobile bandwidth specifically, because the hyper local data you can get, or being able to crawl the internet specifically from a South city, from Istanbul, like, is my site actually loading in Tokyo? How fast is it? Or how fast is my site loading around the world? The best way to do that is from a mobile phone. And many other tests, many other B2B like network intelligence products prefer to do it on a phone. So the mobile data is actually more valuable than desktop IPs. And this is why it's amazing. So a lot of these companies, again, a lot of crypto companies tend to do desktop first, or GPUs or browser extensions, and they have no mobile presence. It's like a match made in crypto heaven. We're going to provide our resources. We do rev share, and the network benefits, the token benefits.
Gotcha. Great. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then why don't we dive into this is what we are building, and Again, I'll let you in. I'm just the host here, so I'll let you and Chris.
No, all good. I know it's running over time, so we did talk about this earlier, but I'll just 2 or 3 sentences here. What you guys are seeing is that we're building the world's best reward program in the making. And just to remind you, in Web 2, you have to buy something first to get 1 or 2% cash back on your credit cards. You have to go to Starbucks and get 10 cups of coffee before you get one for free. You have to fly 10 times to get some points to upgrade your flight. Everyone and their mother and grandmother today knows that data is the new oil. And so when we say you can download this app and you get instantly rewarded, the only reason that works because bandwidth, mobile bandwidth specifically, is valuable. Everyone knows that, and we're able to sell it on your behalf and reward you. That's the whole point. This is what pays for it. It's not just printing tokens for fun. And so this is why it's the world's best reward program, because you don't have to buy anything first to get rewarded. We're onboarding people to Web3, which is why DeepIn is hot, why everyone loves it. And now you're part of Web3. And so our next Bob is like, okay, now that you're in the ecosystem, you can see how cool it is to be part of crypto world. We need to be able to make it easy to do other things, staking, buying, transacting, exactly, which is not happening today in our apps. So I'll just leave it at that because we did talk about those details a few times. But to remind people, this is how we can do all the messaging we want, we can do all the ads we want, we can try to whatever. The best way to provide strength is we're gonna work very hard to build a product and do things like this. This is the way to build back sentiment and build back token strength.
Wonderful. Okay. And I guess let's see. Our last so just give a reminder of from what we've built so far. And let's try to be fast here because I know we're running low on time. But what we built so far. I mean, we went from 5 full-timers yesterday to like 12 full-timers today with securing our token sale and fundraising. And just thinking about everything that we were able to build with 5 people working full-time and the rest of the team putting in as many hours as they can. And I mean, honestly, they're probably close to full-time too, but running on very little sleep. We all are. And just think about how much more we can do now that we have the muscle behind us to actually drive forward. And not only having the whole team currently being full-time now and what that can afford us, but also being able to bring on new people. But just a quick reminder, over the past few months, we were able to scale and maintain the Android client to over 1 million installs. I think it's 1.5. Launched the Mac app V2. We did 2 LFG campaigns. We didn't win the first one, but the second one. We released an iPhone application and again secured the 4 million from the token participants and prepare and launch our TGE. So thinking about what we could do yesterday, it's very exciting to think about what's ahead for us. And when I say us, I mean everybody, the whole community, what we can do together, again, with that muscle behind us. Like, we're really committed to our customers in the long term here. And I hope that this call has conveyed that to you. And I hope that we have addressed your very valid concerns and feedbacks and criticisms, and that we are here for the community. We really are trying to make this is a long-term vision for us. This is a long-term goal for us. And I don't know if Chris or Jess want to go into that anymore, but I just wanted to add that bit there.
No, that was great, Jen. That's the whole point. Like, we wanted to talk through, it's hard to answer every single concern and frustration online. So we can't get to them all, and that's a poor way to doing it. So this is why we want to do it today. Like, we want you guys to understand our thinking. Like, we're not just, freaking out and making dumb decisions. And like, there's really, like, we think about this a lot. We want to make sure customers, like, we want to protect and defend the community. That's always what's on our mind. And we have to make some quick decisions here and there. And then again, like Jen said, up to the day of fundraising, there was only 5 full-time people. Now we can be 12. And again, we embrace the tools. We're a super productive team. So we really appreciate you guys listening to us today. We hope we provide some color on why we made the decisions we did in the past week. We are very early, and like, I hope we understand, like, We're doing everything we can to bring up the token strength. Not financial advice, but guys, it's way too early to sell. We haven't implemented like barely anything we've been talking about. This is the reason why we do funding, so we can go full time, because the traction is there, the fundamentals are there, the business case is there. We're solving a real problem. Like this is where it starts, you know. So we really appreciate everyone sticking it through. We want people who are jaded or pissed off. We're going to continue to earn your support. So give us a second chance. Again, we're getting started. You know, I know how frustrating this is, but give us a second chance, because we're here to stay. So thanks so much.
Chris, I know you have to go.
Very much, everyone. I was just going to say, we're just so honored by all the community support we've received, and we treasure it, and we value you all very much. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know, Chris, you have to drop off. I mean, I think we're all going to go pretty soon. But I would also, let me put our faces back here. I would also like to give like a huge shout out. I mean, to our Rocketeers. You guys have been so incredible and supportive during this time, and I know it couldn't have been easy for you either. And so thank you so much, everyone, the Rocketeers and our mods, for
the Rocketeers.
All of your help. Really.
Yeah.
And thank you for the community. Thank you for being here and listening and providing your feedback and your criticisms. And yeah, we're here to stay. And the community, we're all here to stay. We want to make DePIN's the future. And yeah, really looking forward to continuing to build and grow together.
Yeah, if you're bullish on DePIN, bet on UpRock, guys. You won't regret it. Okay, love you all. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you
very much, everyone.
We will have this video. You can see it on our Twitter. And again, if you have any questions, hop on our Discord. I'm sure you'll probably see the same questions coming up too. Other people might have the same question as you. If we haven't addressed it here, please let us know. And we'll see you on Discord and on X.
And we will continue to do these. We want to communicate, keep things transparent, open lines of communication. We always want to hear from you. So even if it's even if you want to vent, it's okay. We love it, and that's why we're here. Whether you're mad, happy, doesn't matter. We're just glad you showed up. And so thank you for your time, everybody. Let's keep it up.
Are you saying I'm going to be doing more live? Am I going to be hosting more? I got to get it better.
I think you're natural, right? Everyone, if Jen's a natural, please show some love in the comments. Jen's a natural, right? Yes.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I will try.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
We love you all. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye.